in all my training, like never email the news link, but that's what he did. And I went right to Google and I found all that garbage on there, and I was able to like carve through all that stuff and find out which was legitimate and which wasn't. I found a meeting. I was like, I want to learn more about this. So, you know, just from the get-go, I had somebody who invited me with the business, not the product, even though I was a healthcare practitioner, pretty detached. When I got him on the phone, he says, well, talk to my wife. He didn't try to explain it to me. And it turns out that actually my sister wasn't happened to be a distributor and hadn't told me about it. So I didn't enroll with that person. I enrolled under my sister because I knew it would help my sister if I did anything.
Well,
so,
we definitely have to honor family ties. That's absolutely
we do. We have to honor family ties. If you know about them, for sure. And they were so, you know, like obviously you have to do that. It's just, you know, that's the way it works. So that is something about our culture that I do really appreciate. In fact, I've always, in the 5.5 years, I've known us to have a culture like that, like get back with the person that invited. If you've had a conversation with somebody you respect and they brought this to you first, like get back with them first. It's just the, I think, honorable thing to do. So when I started, I was so excited. I didn't even really know what network marketing was, but I was excited about sharing this information with people. And that would be like #1 tip before you invite, be excited, because that's going to come through. And I know a lot of people who will just, they'll speak the words, but there's too much, there's fear behind it. There's hesitancy behind it. There's lack of commitment behind it. And of course, then what we get back is a little bit of that. So get into that excitement mode before you invite. How do I do that? Well, when things like hair care come out, I get really excited and I become an amazing inviter again. When I listen to my Pro 10 call once a week with Carrie Dickey and Stu Brody and all the amazing people in there, I get excited again and I'm pumped, and that gives me fuel to go and invite. Surround yourself with people who have the belief that you want. You know, we're just in a business of transferring belief. And if you don't have the belief to invite somebody, then spend some more time with people that do have belief. Go to the leaders. Go, you know, spend some time watching trainings and listening to calls of people who have way more belief than you to kind of bring you up. And a really great tip I got from Pro 9 Seth Campbell at Pro 5 Summit, which I hope all of you get there. Maybe some of you have already been there, but he's amazing, first of all. He talked about the database, and when we're building that database, how important it is, you know, like, why do I need to have 200 people in the database? It's a psychological thing. And I love to give this example of how it feels to be on the receiving end of somebody who doesn't have a large database and they're inviting you. I just moved into a new house recently and we went out furniture shopping a lot, or I did. And every time I went into a store, it seemed like there was a whole bunch of salespeople there, and I was the only one walking in because I work 100% from home now, and I can do that in the middle of the day, where most people are shopping on the weekend. And it felt like, ugh, like stay away from me, because I felt like all eyes were on me. And when we're inviting people, whether you think they know it or not, energetically, we can give off that same energy if you only have 10 people on your list or 20. So that's why the more people you have on the list, even before you have all your belief, it's going to trump everything else that you can do to build your confidence and your posture for fearless inviting. Is fill up that database, go crazy. That's why I'm really enjoying my social media campaign right now, because it's such an endless number of people. I never feel like in a place of scarcity, you know, when I'm leveraging social media right now, because of just that massive network out there. And, you know, if you're still having trouble, if you are like being a fearless inviter, partner up with somebody who is a fearless inviter and do a power hour together. You know, create a little competition. We do power hours together. Sometimes there'll be just 2 of us on the phone. It could just even be doing those initial texts that Eric Worre talked about, texting 10 people, say, hey, when can I give you a call? Is initiating the pre-invite, essentially, with somebody. So power hours, accountability. building that database up as big as you can, even if it's with people that you don't know you would talk to right away. Surround yourself with people with greater belief than you. Follow those people. Try not to get stuck in a rut talking to people who are kind of struggling in their business if you don't want to be stuck there. Keep going up, keep reaching up, and get excited. Find whatever it is that excites you about this, whether it's the timing, whether it's the company, whether it's the new product, whether it's those product testimonials. It doesn't matter. The excitement speaks louder than anything else. And I did hear that you all have a pretty cool opportunity Zoom after this at 9 o'clock. And I will wear the crown of being a promoter. I am really a good promoter, because if something like that happens and there's it's like a time crunch, I will learn everything I can about that person and make a lot of calls and say, listen, you want to hear from this person because blank, blank, blank. I know how much you value blank, blank, blank. You don't want to miss this. If you can, cancel something, jump on for 15. You don't want to miss it. Like, come with that posture. So if you have time between this and the 9 o'clock Zoom, I would do that, and try to, even if you have to do a voice recording, to get that enthusiasm across. And so before I move into just talking a little bit about follow-up, does anyone have any questions about fearless inviting?
Ooh, great opportunity to ask questions, folks. You can unmute yourselves if you have a question, or raise your hand.
Or does everyone feel like you're already
so
a fearless
exciting.
invitor?
Katya raised your hand. All right, so go ahead, Katya.
Hi. So I am wondering, where do you draw the line between being a fearless inviter and coming on too strong?
Well, I think that I think it's a mindset thing. When you're coming on really strong, I think we can be making it more about us than it is about the other person. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when I would say, like, if we're inviting to this event tonight, make sure you say why you're inviting them. Okay, like, for instance, I have a friend in my neighborhood, in my new neighborhood. She has a unique hormonally sensitive cancer. It's like, and she's very hesitant to try new things. So she's not open to trying Nerve 2, but she has like all these hair things. And I just posted a testimonial on my product page today, about somebody who's undergoing cancer treatment in the hair and like what the true science has done for her hair. And so I have talked to her multiple times, and to me, I just, like, my mindset is like, I'm giving them a gift. Like, they are lucky to even be hearing it, but then you can give it and then step away. Don't be that, like, salesperson in the furniture store that's like just staring at them. That comes off too strong. But, if you're like, and I wrote to her, I said, listen, of course I thought of you. This just came up. I wanted to share the testimonial. Maybe this could help you. But I'm not going to like badger her every day and send her stuff every day if she's not like kind of reciprocating to some degree. Does that make sense?
Yep, totally.
Yeah, so there's definitely like an art in that give and take of conversation. And if you're not getting like reciprocal, then, I think we do need to back off and maybe kind of come through, hit it at a different direction. Maybe they see your post on Facebook in 3 weeks and they're like, hey, I'm ready to try that thing. Maybe the more indirect approach. But I always like to stay in relationship with whoever I'm inviting, because if they're not someone I want to be in a relationship with, I'm going to probably like completely back up anyway, because we have to spend time with these people.
Right.
So
thank you.
That was really great. That was a great explanation, Kathleen, because that's when you're coming to someone from a spirit of helping and wanting them to benefit, is a totally different feeling than wanting them to be your customer.
exactly. Yeah. If you're like, well, I can get $16 off this, no, then it's energetic. I think people pick up on that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Any other questions before I talk about follow-up? Or does anyone have a question about follow-up before I talk about that?
I think it's a perfect segue, because we're just talking about being potentially being too pushy, and then like the follow-up, how do you do it, how often do you do it, etc. So you're the queen of follow-up, right? And promotion.
I would say I'm not a queen of totally organized follow-up.
Yeah.
I feel like I have typically a funnel of about 15 people that are kind of in my radar for who I want to be in conversation with. So the follow-up for me is not just saying, well, what do you want to do next? Or when are you ready to order? It's creating some kind of dialogue to create connection, because people will buy and do business from those who they know, like, and trust. And I have learned over time, especially, building new relationships online and whatnot, if I'm not getting reciprocation, I need to build that trust first. So sometimes that follow-up just turns into building relationship and building trust. But I know that I'm also the one that shared the information with them first. I'm the one that invited them to the group. So I'm just going to foster that relationship. It's kind of a softer progression. But some, really great follow-up questions are, what's the next best step for you? What feels right for you? So kind of put the ball in their court. That's a really great question if you're in process. What's the next right thing for you? What feels best? A really great question I have posed recently with people that have commented on one of my curiosity posts on Facebook. They share the information. I follow up with them. If I hear crickets for a little while, but they have said they wanted to try the product, for instance, I might write, so I'm just circling back around. Yep, circling back around. Not all my eyeballs are not only on you.
I love that.
That's my go-to thing. I'm just circling back around. Wanted to follow up. Do you need more information, or were you ready to try the products? And so I just like to give two options. So they have to answer me usually. They're either saying, yeah, I'm ready to order, or I need more information. That's a great one.
That is another brilliant tip. Do you need more information, or are you ready to get started? Or do you say you're ready to try?
Are you ready to get started? It could be for the distributorship, right? I feel like the business takes a little bit, I don't know, sometimes a little bit longer, because I think there's more consumers out there than there are entrepreneurs.
Right.
Who are ready to come into the business. I also like the mindset and the understanding that people are a no for now. They're a no for now. People have no idea how important it is for them to lower their oxidative stress. And I just like to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's like when we heard about Facebook for the first time. I mean, how many little times did you hear about it before you actually went on Facebook and set up a profile and then actually started using it? And it takes time. So I just I think of people like that as just being sometimes a no for now. Because I've had people 5 years from when I shared Protandim Nerve 2 with them, and they had no interest, come around and they're really excited about hair care. And it's just all about their timing. So take the pressure off yourself, and the more you can be a fearless inviter and keep your funnel really full so your eyeballs are not all on those people who are not ready, it's going to give people space to lean into you when they are ready, for sure. So I've had just so many stories like that recently, because I also have come through a different phase of excitement and posture and belief that people are circling back around to me and saying, hey, I think I'm ready to try that pill 5 years later. So yeah, I would say people are if they're a no, they're a no for now. Just believe that. Stay in relationship follow-up, okay? If you're not getting a lot of reciprocation or interest in the conversation, just kind of stay connected. If they say they are interested, but then they go silent, give them a few days and come back around, ask if they need more information or were they ready to get started. And use your social media as a way to indirectly be connected with those people in your follow-up process. So every time I do a post on Facebook, I think about all the people that are in my funnel that would see that. And what I'll do is actually go back to those people on Facebook and engage with them just in their stuff, and so that they'll see my stuff. And so it's a way just to kind of stay on the radar. It's like this billboard effect, right? They're like seeing the billboard again. And so, because I want to stay on their radar.
That is gold advice right there. Gold advice.
Yeah. Your funnel of 15, keep a funnel of 15 and always be engaging with those people on Facebook if you are using social media.
Yeah, that's good. Do you set up your friends list so that you only follow, you can choose to follow just those people in your funnel? Have you done that yet?
I haven't gotten that organized about it.
I haven't either. I mean, the potential is there. I've done a few things like that, but not with that, which is what would be the best use of that tool. But it's a friends list, and I've done it for my customers and my teammates, but I'm like, wait, I should do it for my prospects too.
Right. So, well, that's a really great point. My new customers, I do even like my brand new customers that are just trying things for a few times. I'll be extra engaging with them because I still feel like I'm still building that trust, factor and that building belief. Like I'm helping build their belief in the products that they're using. So I continue to follow up with my customers as if they're prospects in a way.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
Yeah, so I don't want to overload everybody. I hope there's like a few things that people can take away in regards to fearless inviting and follow-up. But you'll never know if you quit. I tell you that. 5 years from now, when your people are coming back around, they won't be able to come back around to you if you have one foot like possibly out the door. I think that's another huge thing, and I'll share this metaphor before I wrap up. My mentor, Marcy Steiner, who I've worked with for many years, she was the one who really took me under her wing because there was like two people between myself and her that weren't as active or experienced in the business. So she kind of took me under her wing. And she says this about inviting. Just think about if you are married, when the person proposed to you. And when the person that proposed to you at the time that they did, if they had said, hey, will you marry me? I'm kind of trying this out. I'm not totally in, but sounds kind of cool. You want to do something? You want to get married to me? You wouldn't have a really good response probably if somebody said that to you. But if you knew that somebody was fully committed and all in, even though we can't predict what happens 10 years from now, but like in the moment of inviting, be all in. And I found that has always been huge because that just gives people an anchor for if they're saying yes to something. They're not just saying yes to the opportunity, they're saying yes to being in business with you.
Oh, I love that. I've taken so many notes, Kathleen. It's so good. and I forgot to start recording immediately. I got you like at 2 minutes into it. So the very first few nuggets we missed out on, but I'm going to get this recording out to everyone and you, Kathleen. But I heard the first thing you have to do is be excited. You have to be passionate. You have to be about the other person. I love that you said, don't be like the lonely salesperson in the furniture store when somebody walks in and they're the only person in the store and all eyes are on you. Don't have your eyeballs only on one or two people. I love that circle back around option that you gave us. That's a beautiful pearl. Always be in relationship follow-up. You're not necessarily following up about did they watch the video or did they order, did the link open, but just the relationship follow-up. Going back and engaging in everyone who's in your funnel. Love that. And your new customers. You're loving on your new customers. Don't forget about your old ones either, of course. And, not ever losing focus that wherever someone's at, somebody's maybe just a hair person and not a health person. And, I love that. So thank you. You've just been so valuable for our team. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm excited about getting on your Zoom soon. And everyone, don't forget the Dr. Smeda and Gabe Pearson Zoom, which is happening in about 21 minutes. So you have time to tuck a few babies in and kiss some pumpkins goodnight and, let the dog out and all that kind of stuff, and then be back on that other link for that. And Kathleen, I'll see you in about 20 minutes as well.
Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Everyone says thank you. Take care.